Hello, everyone, and thank you, Paul. It's great to be at the JCC with your wonderful staff. Really a pleasure to work with everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Orli Bein, New Israel Fund's Deputy VP and Senior Director for the Bay Area. And welcome to the Guardian of Democracy. You know, we're here after a difficult day of news about Israel and Iran, concerns that are ongoing, but thankfully the fears for the worst have been abated for now. I want to thank everyone for being here, and it's so beautiful to look out into this full crowd at the JCC, and also know there's hundreds of you watching by live stream online. If you are tuning in by live stream, hello to you too, and please take a moment now to open the chat and write down where you're from. In the signups, just so people here know, I saw people all the way from Anchorage, Alaska, to London, Berlin, Cape Town, and even Kyoto. So we'd love to see where you're watching from. Obviously, many, many across the United States. Altogether, we had more than 1,000 people registered for this event across the country and the world. And all told, between the fall and now, we've been able to raise over $840,000 for the New Israel Fund's work on the ground. I really am just so grateful to you all for being here at this event and for your incredible support. We're here tonight very much still reeling from the October 7th attack and the ever-growing crisis that's unfolded since. But we're here together in community for hope. Hope is what nourishes activism. It's why activists from the NIF family of grantees in Israel talk about not giving up. And we need those activists more than ever now. After the attack of October 7th and ensuing Gaza war, NIF and supporters around the world stood with family, friends, and colleagues in Israel, asking what we could do to help. NIF launched an emergency response, the Emergency Safety Net, which became one of the first providers of humanitarian relief for communities in the south of Israel, evacuated families needing hotel rooms, communities in unrecognized Bedouin villages needing bomb shelters, families of the hostages ignored by the government and desperate to be heard. The needs have been enormous and the pain unbearable, but the fact that we could help was so important. Most significantly, perhaps, was that NIF stood resolutely for all people in harm's way, Jews and Arabs. We refused to let the divides break our humanity. There was work to be done, and NIF showed up in force. And we couldn't have done it without all of you, our supporters. So many of you here tonight made a difference. The people in person, online, and so many more. You gave generously, and you really helped us together to be able to see and reinforce how Jews and Arabs were in this together. We were able to stand up for civil and human rights, which are not a luxury in Israel, but a necessity even and especially in times of war. And together we focused on the human side, one you'll hear a lot more about from our speakers. I'd like to extend a few special acknowledgments. First, to our Guardian of Democracy Host Committee and the SF Regional Council. You helped us navigate the challenges of the Fall Gala, the postponement, and the reconvening that we're now able to have. And you helped inspire so many friends to join. Just looking out at the hundreds of people, it's extraordinary. Thank you. I also want to thank all of our generous sponsors. Many of you contributed both in the fall and this spring, and we are so grateful. A special shout out to members of the NIF board here tonight, Michael Bein, Jim Koshland, Brian Lurie, David Myers, and our keynote speaker, Yasmin Abu Freha. I'd also like to welcome a couple of our local elected leaders, Senator Scott Wiener and SF Supervisor Raphael Mandelman. And thank you to the many rabbis and Jewish communal leaders who are with us tonight. And best for last, a huge thank you to my amazing NIF colleagues. Couldn't have done this without you. And a special mention of Shimrit Braun-Kamin. I'll save my praise for tonight's honorees until later. Finally, I have an important announcement. Thanks to a very generous anonymous donor from New York, we have a matching gift of $100,000 tonight. Any contributions made up to $100,000 will be matched, and we want to fulfill and even surpass this challenge. All gifts go to supporting NIF's work on the ground for human rights, justice, and democracy. If during the program you feel moved to add to your support or to make a first gift, there are several ways you can do this. Online viewers, you'll find a donate and pledge button right under the screen. And folks in the room, your programs have all the details on the back and an envelope inside. Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing with NIF and in solidarity with the activists on the ground in Israel who are working tirelessly for a shared future of peace, democracy, and safety for all.